It's Madden NFL 22, and today's clash of conferences is just moments away. It's the Seahawks and the Chargers, and it's coming up next.
Southern California has a new modern home for NFL football, and it is this place, wondrous SoFi Stadium here in Inglewood. Coming up, we've got a good matchup on tap between the Seattle Seahawks and the Los Angeles Chargers. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. So out come the Seahawks now for their first possession. Leading the charge at quarterback, the former Georgia Bulldog, Matthew Stafford.
And Matthew Stafford was taken first overall in the 2009 draft, and he certainly played like a top pick. Throughout his career, he's been one of the most prolific passers in the league, and there's no reason to believe he's going to slow down his production anytime soon. Not only that, he's also one of the tougher quarterbacks in the league as well.
Now a first down throw. Stafford dumps this one off to Chris Carson. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds.
And I like the idea here. Get the ball in his hands, even if it's in the passing game. 3 catches a week ago, and he does a nice job here to pick up yardage.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. This is the Oklahoma State alum, Chris Carson. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. Well, this defense for the Chargers, they were terrific last week in the win over Denver.
But we certainly had a nice conversation with the defensive coordinator, didn't we? And what we heard, I like what we did, but we definitely need more pressure on the quarterback this week.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. To throw is Stafford. And this will go to Carson out wide. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45.
I'm not sure that this play was designed for him specifically, but they got through the progressions and got the ball to him. So, second catch on the drive. He may not be a primary guy, but they definitely want him involved, don't they?
Absolutely. This early, the opening drive, as you said, 2 catches. So, if they can get him going in the passing game, that should open up his running game, too. The first carry now for Tony Pollard. And he stopped immediately there. Defensively, Sam Hubbard, the former Buckeye, there to stop him. And he got off the end there very quickly to make that play.
Yeah, it was almost like the bullet train, wasn't it? I mean, just zoom. Quick, quick, quick. And what a terrific play, holding them to no gain.
Here's 2nd and 10. A shotgun snap for Stafford. That's complete to DK Metcalf. And he's brought to the ground with another first down at the Chargers' 42. Had to put that ball in there with a little extra zip, but he put it right where it needed to be.
Yeah, and that little extra pace that he had on the pass, that required a little extra concentration for him, didn't it? Ball can get on you pretty quick in that manner, and he handled it well and picked up the first down.
So from Charger territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line. Now a shotgun handoff to Pollard. And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6.
Well, on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown. So a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now, hopefully get to the perimeter later. And let's face it, You could do worse than a 4-yard run on first down.
Coming up on a 2nd and 6. Now Stafford. Swinging this out for Pollard. And he's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4. I don't think it's a surprise they're throwing the football early. We expected that. They told us they were going to come out firing, but 4 for 4 on the opening drive. They like that.
They don't just like it, they love it, because now everyone gets locked in. Your confidence jumps up. Everyone's easy about what they're doing out there. And by the way, they're on the sidelines thinking to themselves and expressing, let's keep throwing it. We're doing pretty well. Stafford. Hard throw, incomplete. It certainly didn't appear that that's where he wanted to go with the ball initially, so he tried to get something out of it by dumping it off to his running back unsuccessfully.
And on their first drive, the offense staying out there. They're going to go for it on 4th. They run for it with Carson. And, boy, this is going to be close. That mark looks a little short, and he didn't get there. Here are the Chargers ready to go on offense, led by their first-round pick in 2020. The man out of Oregon, Justin Herbert.
It's a pretty bland game he had last time out. Ended up throwing 1 interception. Didn't have a touchdown to offset it. But the team found a way to win. He found a way to lean on other parts of the offense that carried them through.
Meanwhile, Herbert's throw there complete to Allen. And they finally do get him, but not before he reaches the 27. A big play there for L.A. Well, fair to say that when you're looking at guys that can run like the wind, you often find him at the wide receiver position, and that was special there. They'll run for the first time with Austin Eckler. And only a yard this time as he's taken down right around the 26. We take a look at his numbers on the ground last week. Pretty good as he found himself in the end zone on 2 separate occasions.
And those are the most important numbers, because no matter what you pile up prior to the goal line, getting in is all that matters. Putting those numbers up on the board, and they love them when they're 6s.
On 2nd and 9, Herbert over the middle, and it's incomplete. Great coverage there all around. Really didn't have many options to throw the football.
Very little chance that that one was going to be completed. Every receiver was locked up.
In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. Back to throw here, Herbert. On the screen, this is Eckler. And he'll lose yardage here. Going down back at the 28. They call it a loss of a yard there. And that's going to bring up a 4th down. So, Charles, first drive here, little safe completion underneath. Maybe get some rhythm, get your feet wet, so to speak.
I agree, and I like it because it's a lot like a basketball game when you're getting started and you pass the ball around so everyone touches it early and gets involved in the game. In this case, it's not just dumping it to a back and he's able to run with the ball, but you get your offensive linemen involved because they get to get out and run and hit people in the open field. Everyone getting their feet wet early.
Had just the one big play on the drive, but that was enough to put him in field goal range.
And one big play of what they hope will be many others throughout the game. Every team has a different target for the number of plays like that, those explosives that we talk about. That allowed them to put points on the board on that drive. Let's see how the rest of the game goes.
Seattle's offense coming back onto the field, ready for their 2nd drive. And on that last drive, went for it on 4th, turned it over. A good job by their defense, though. They held them to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on 4th down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily the coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense. I can afford to go for it here because if we don't get it, I don't think we'll give up more than 3. And that's exactly what happened there.
You think that factored in?
I do. I think that he had that in his mind going into the game, that I'm going to be aggressive on offense because I know I've got a defense that can hold up their end.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. From the gun, here's Stafford. And the Chargers rush is going to get there. Down he goes. Joey Bosa in there for sack number 85 of his great career, moving him past Hall of Famer Howie Long on the all-time list.
Well, they sent him on the blitz from that linebacker spot, and boy, he got there quickly.
He certainly did, and obviously he could have used a block from his running back, but I think you nailed it right there. The defender got into the backfield so fast, it's hard for anyone to react.
And the job becomes twice as difficult now after the sack. It's 2nd and 20. Stafford. And that is incomplete here.
You definitely would like to hit on that one because now you got a 3rd and long showing up, and you just know defense is going to be getting after it. They are pinning their ears back, and they are coming.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Stafford now to throw. Steps away to his left. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
That looks like it's going to be 2 empty possessions now to start this football game. I think they're going to have to sit down and talk about what worked for them last week in their win. Sometimes you over-game plan, overthink things, get back to what works.
Fair catch called for and made right at the 25-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt. And it'll be Charger football here as they take over. The Chargers get set to go here for their 2nd drive.
5-3, their record at the halfway point, and you have to imagine that there are folks saying, hey, if we do that again in the second half, we're 10-6 and we're a playoff team.
I do think, though, that they have a couple things working against them, and number one, the schedule, that's going to toughen up a bit because they've got some division games down the stretch, and those are always difficult. Number two, you know they've got to stay healthy. That's the key to getting to the playoffs and winning in the playoffs. But they've got a shot at it. This is a good football team.
On 2nd down, Eckler.
2nd and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up a 1st down. Keep the sticks moving.
On the ground, it's Eckler. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Charger football to start quarter number 2. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. On 2nd and 9, Herbert finds the open man. It's Mike Williams. And this will be good for a pickup of 9 to the 46. It'll be a nickel look here for the Seahawks on 3rd down. Now Herbert with it, looking to pass. Toward the sideline, he will have the 1st down. Good catch. He was able to keep the feet inbounds.
A little football one-on-one there. You just see the receiver try to run down the defender, meaning he goes right at him and really trying to move him a little bit towards the center of the field so he can put his foot in the ground and break to the out, to the sideline, and make a catch.
Running on 1st down, Eckler. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. Here's Herbert. Allen's got it complete. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for 3rd down. If you're going to blitz, likely going to leave you in man coverage with this guy, and that is less than ideal.
It is because just about any offense that has an elite receiver, if you blitz and have him in man coverage, you're going to him, even if he has an elite defender on him, because he usually knows where the ball is before the defender does.
They'll run for it with Eckler.
And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. I love those plays. 4th and 1. That's who wants it more, this time the offense.
Yeah, there's a lot of hooting and hollering in there, right? A lot of contact and a lot of collisions as they try and find some space. Who's going to drop their hips, gain leverage, and move the other side backwards? We saw it there for the offense getting it done.
3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. On the option, here's Eckler. And he'll get this one down to about the 17. 3 yards on the pickup. That's going to set up an interesting 3rd and about 4 to go.
Well, that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive. And once again, they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That was a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain.
That's complete to the tight end, Everett. And able to get this down inside the 15, either the 13 or 14 before he's out of bounds. That'll bring up 4th down after back-to-back-to-back 3-yard pickups.
Well, the coverage was tight that time. They allowed the pass underneath to him, but they rallied to him pretty fast, too. Converged on him and got him down. That'll bring up 4th down.
So scores on their first 2 possessions, but 6-0, so field goal is probably not what they were hoping for.
Yeah, you're exactly right about that. Not what they were hoping for, but they should be happy that they have points on the board. It almost feels like that old slow and steady wins the race, doesn't it? In this case, though, they want to be slow and steady now, but get explosive later and put the points up on the board.
The Seahawks offense now, they get set to go back to work. And they have the game here followed by the open date on their calendar next weekend. And Charles, this is a crew that you have to think really is relishing the opportunity to be on the couch for a few days.
Yeah, they certainly are, but let's face it, partner. They can't get caught looking ahead to that couch time while they're playing this one. They've got to take care of business first.
Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
No doubt about it. A really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback, they also have to have interest in the running game as well. And they did a nice job there of holding the point of attack and not giving ground.
On 2nd and 9, Stafford throwing the out route incomplete. It's Carson. And he'll be taken down at the 20 after a gain of just 1.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Now a play fake it at Stafford. And that will be incomplete.
And what did we talk with them about prior to the game? Their ability to move the chains, pick up first downs. So far, 0 for 3 on 3rd down. If that continues, they have little chance of winning this one.
Now on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. They'll call it a punt of 44 yards. The return was for 7. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. So here are the Chargers to take over. They've won 2 straight, and they lead this one as well as they come up on 1st and 10. Herbert jet sweep as he taps it forward. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. This defense not fooled one bit on that touch pass.
And this has become one of those kind of in vogue plays, you know, kind of like the shuffle pass was a few years ago. This one never got off the ground, but you understand why a lot of teams are running it. These wide receivers, a lot of them, they run like running backs with the ball in their hands.
Well, a deep ball there on 2nd down, but it'll wind up incomplete. They don't get the hook up there, but you really have to marvel at how precise he's been throwing the football these last couple weeks.
Oh, that's the perfect word for it, precise, because if you're at 70% or better 2 weeks in a row, you have a job as long as you want one in this league, won't you? I mean, let's face it, it's not just West Coast offense either. He's putting the ball downfield as well.
That's into the hands of Eckler. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. It'll be a loss of 2, maybe 3 on the play. And that's going to make it 4th down. So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. That'll be a 44-yard boot, just a yard on the return as he's covered up quickly. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. Seattle again getting ready to take over offensively. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
And a dangerous throw there on the drop-off. Incomplete, nearly intercepted.
You can tell they wanted to get that ball downfield, but they had nothing working in the secondary, so he dropped it off to the running back. That one ended up incomplete.
On 2nd and 10, Stafford. Rumbling past the 30. And he's going to get this to the 40-yard line. Catch number 100 for his career right there, and it's good enough to keep the chains moving. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth,
yes,
and he's miles away and smiling.
And happy.
And they'll get to him after a gain of 7 to the 47. Now after the running play, we've got a man down on the field.
More from L.A. in a moment. Three yards remain for 2nd down.
Out of the gun, Stafford. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line.
Well, he was a busy man out of the backfield a week ago. They got the ball early and often. I have no doubt in my mind that he'll be a big part of the game plan here as well.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Stafford.
Oh, he was hit as he threw it there, and that one winds up incomplete.
They've given up a few first downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
Second and 10.
Now it's Stafford. Chargers able to get the pressure and bring him down. Joey Bosa able to record his 5th sack of the season.
A CD, you know, so often we talk about quarterbacks holding on to the ball too long. Well, we can't say that there. He had no time to do much of anything.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Catch is made by Metcalf. And he's brought to the ground with another first down at the Chargers 35. Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player.
More from L.A. in a moment.
Could we get a touchdown in this first half after all? It's 1st and 10. Here's Stafford. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds.
Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon, and it looks like they're going to utilize him out of the backfield any way they can. And that time they pick up a first down. So now on defense, do you assign a man to him and try and cover him before he gets going?
An inaugural trip to the red zone here for the Seahawks. They come up 1st and 10 at the 16. Now a give here to Pollard. And they get to him quickly here as he stopped right around the 13. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 26 seconds to go until halftime. Yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Back to throw. Stafford. And he slings one that's incomplete.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
Facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. Play clock down to 3, and we're going to get a timeout here as it comes with 22 seconds to go here in half number 1. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Throwing is Stafford. And he comes back with one complete.
And the Seahawks are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
Now the Seahawks forced to use their 3rd and final timeout as they stop it with 11 seconds remaining in this first half. So it's 1st and goal and a great opportunity to get that lead back before the break. Now Stafford. Touchdown, Seahawks. Tyler Lockett in the final seconds of the first half. And the Seahawks are now just an extra point away from moving out in front. So now this to get themselves a lead here heading into the break. He's got it, and they take the lead at 7-6. That one in the books as a 12-play drive. And the Seahawks capping it off with a touchdown.
So just 8 ticks remaining here in the first half as they'll kick this one away. From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And not a good return here at all as they'll be forced to start at the 12-yard line.
And with time running short here, they'll simply take a knee, and that should do it for half number 1. So we've come upon halftime with a bit. There you have it. Halftime quickly over. 3rd quarter, here we go.
All right, Coach, thanks. Yeah, both teams likely to make some changes in what's been a closely fought battle to this point.
The Chargers going to get the football first here in this second half, and they trail as we get back underway.
And this will not be returned, so the second half begins with a touchback.
Out comes the Chargers as they'll go on offense now to start this 3rd quarter.
It's been a tight game to this point. What do they need to do, Charles, to break through in the second half and take the lead?
Well, I think the first thing they need to do is thank their defense for keeping them in this game. And, you know, I think the defense is saying back to them, why don't you guys focus on getting some first downs, put some drives together, give us a little bit of a break here. If we can get some rest, we'll play even better for you. And, oh, by the way, pay off a few of those drives with some points, too.
He'll pick up 7 there on the first down keeper.
2nd down and 3. Now it's Herbert. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up third down.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity.
Pressure comes. He's taken down by the Seahawk defense. Jalen Phillips in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him. Defensive end gets in there that time. They were in a 4-3. What's the responsibility of the ends versus the tackles there, Charles?
Well, most of the time when you talk about the ends, they're your pass rushers. They're the guys that you turn loose to try and get to the guy who's going to throw the football. The tackles, usually more of the run-stuffing variety. But the way this game is advanced, you're wanting a little bit of everything out of all of your guys. But let's just go ahead and break it down, make it simple. The guy who's the right defensive end versus a right-handed quarterback, that's the blind side. He's going after the quarterback. He's going to put him on the ground.
So here are the Seahawks ready to take over on offense. They're leading right now and on the heels of that victory last week against Arizona. 1st and 10 as they start this drive. They'll start out on the ground with Carson, and he'll manage to pick up about 4 at 2nd down. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
And they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. They stay on the ground. Again, it's Carson. Not much there. Maybe a couple up to the 35. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. Calling a gain of 3 on the play. And that'll bring up 4th down. Now here's Michael Dixon as he's on the punt for Seattle. A 40-yard punt, no return, and the offense will take over with a new set of downs. The offense for Los Angeles returns to the field. We have not seen much on offense here from either side these last few drives. We've hit a wall, so to speak.
And have hit it hard, haven't we? Because the defenses right now, they seem to be a step ahead, don't they? Beating them to the point of attack, beating them to the punch. These offensive guys, they're tinkering like crazy. What's it going to take to get back on track?
Yeah, both sides searching for adjustments. Play action this time for Justin Herbert. And this is caught by Williams. And he is out of bounds inside the 35.
Couple of first downs right in succession, and this is an offense that can really use a good drive, and they're off to a fast start here.
And they run the option here on 1st and 10. And he'll be brought down. Oh, that's a face mask. Certainly looked like it. Indeed, here come the flags. That's a big letdown defensively. They had him stop behind the line, but the face mask going to bail the offense out.
And the hand does not have to be up there for too long. Just a little bit of a grab is going to be enough to give the call and the 15 yards against him.
Under pressure, and he'll go down. Sacked back at the 31. Jalen Phillips has now recorded 10 sacks on the season. And keep in mind, in addition to the 2 sacks that he now has, CD, he's also had a couple of quarterback hurries. He's been very disruptive.
To put it mildly, and it reminds me of the time I asked an offensive tackle who struggled like this in a game. He said he was telling the coach, hey, what do you want me to do? This guy's just eating me alive. And the coach finally just looked at him and said, applaud.
He lost 4 there, and it's 3rd down.
I think this running game, or should I say lack of one, is making this defense look better than what they really are.
Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after first and second down went backwards. It's third and very long. Here's Herbert. They'll find Everett there, complete. And he gets it down a yard or two shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds. They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a 4th down. The kick by Fairbairn is good. And they jump back in front here. It's 9-7. So that, Charles, a season long right there.
And you know who's really excited about that? The special teams coordinator, because he's the one who has to tell the head coach in pregame, this is where we trust him from. This distance, he can hit it, and he repaid that trust by knocking that one right through.
And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line.
The Seattle now ready to march onto the field. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
Now a first down throw. Stafford. He finds his man. Complete. It's Bates. And able to get this across the 20 before going out of bounds. Yeah, that's good for a gain of 6. And it'll make it a 2nd down.
It's pretty easy to overlook the fullback when you're making your assignments defensively in the pass coverage game. But in this case, they made him pay for that oversight and picks up a nice gain.
On 2nd down, it's Pollard. And a short gain there as he'll get it up only to about the 24. It'll be a pickup of a couple, and it leaves him with a 3rd and 3.
Definitely too early to panic, but that is his 4th carry of the game, and collectively has in total 10 yards. So maybe there's no panic, but maybe some concern.
Yeah, and maybe a little concern up front because they're not giving him any space right now. The heavy set out there. 3 tight ends in the formation for 3rd and 3.
Stafford.
And this will go to Carson out wide. And he is going to have a Seahawks first down, I do believe. Yes, he's got it by about a yard there on 3rd and 3.
Well, they certainly had success throughout this contest, getting him the ball in the passing game, and there he picks up another first down. Whatever they saw going into this one, they've been able to capitalize on it, and no adjustment has been made to take it away.
On first down, Carson looking for a seam but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the 3rd quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
3rd quarter of a 2-point game, a good one so far. Here's 2nd and 10.
A shotgun snap for Stafford. That's complete to Disley, the tight end. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. That'll leave him with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there.
That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he was unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
An extra defensive back on the field for the Chargers now on 3rd down. To throw is Stafford.
Dumps this one off to Chris Carson. And he is going to have a Seahawks first down by about a yard as they're able to convert on 3rd and 2.
Got to say, I was a little surprised to see him, Charles, come out in the shotgun on 3rd and less than a yard.
Yeah, but the way the NFL is nowadays, we hardly ever see anyone really run for it on short yardage. So they're going to throw the football more times than not. That was a nice, easy rhythm throw right there, and they pick up the first down.
They'll run on first down. It's Carson, and they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46. And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. 4 yards remain for second down. They run again with Carson. And this time not as successful as he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. No gain on the play that time, and they'll look to convert on what will be a 3rd and 4. Intercepted. Oh, they would have loved to have their first pick of the game right there, but at least it does get them to 4th down. Now here's Michael Dixon as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. And did they keep it in? They did. They kept it in. It's down and close to the goal line at the 1-yard line.
You rarely call your punter a weapon, but he certainly was there. How about that? Pinning him down at the 1-yard line and helping out the defense in a big way. I'm telling you what, if I'm a defensive coordinator, I might be thinking safety right now.
47's the mic. 47.
They started on the ground with Eckler. And he'll get this up past the 5 to the 7-yard line. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4. Brings up 2nd and 4. A shotgun snap for Herbert. And that is knocked away in the middle of the field and incomplete.
Receiver coaches preach to their guys all the time. Separation, that's what's going to make the play successful. That time there was very little, and I think they were actually fortunate that it was only knocked away and not intercepted.
Back to throw here, Herbert. And this is going to be incomplete. Critical play in this football game, because if they pick up the first there, that clock keeps rolling.
Has to be a little frustrating for them because they know that if they pick up a first down there and continue to eat away at the clock, really increases their chances of closing this one out. Now they're likely going to have to give the football up and sweat it out on the sideline.
A 40-yard punt, 1 yard on the return. And this offense takes over in great shape right at the 50. 1st and 10. The Seahawks offense now, they get ready to head back onto the field. Their defense accomplished step 1 of the mission. They forced the punt. Now they'll look to erase that deficit and take a 4th quarter lead. So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line. From the 50, it's Stafford. Well, it's a shuffle pass, and it's complete. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. Not what they had in mind there. That's going to go as a loss of 4. Well, plays like that, Charles, no doubt, they're just going to continue to fuel this crowd.
And this defense is already playing well, but it also feeds on the energy of that crowd that you're talking about, and that takes them up to another level. Right now, they're playing really loose. They've got the lead, and what a nice stop they just made there behind the line of scrimmage.
Now a toss left side into the hands of his tight end. A good pickup there, 13 yards as they get closer for 3rd down. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing. On 3rd down, Carson, and he'll be taken down, but he does
have first down yardage. And, Charles, you look at this offense, their struggles moving the ball well documented. Dead last in the NFL in first downs, but signs of life there.
Yeah, and you and I do, I think, a really good job of respecting the game and respecting the teams. But this squad, they're in a position now where their fan base gets excited when they pick up a first down. They cheer almost like they picked up a touchdown.
This is Carson. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Stafford now to throw. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Carson. 2 yards on the pickup there. And all of a sudden here, it's 3rd down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. You tackle them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Stafford buying time to his left. And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the first. The decision to tuck and run gets him 3, but that's not enough. Now it's 4th.
And, partner, I would guess that in his headset he was hearing from his coach, it's 3rd down, don't take a sack. And in this case, he's able to avoid the pressure and get out of there. He doesn't get the first down, but he does turn a possible loss into positive yardage.
And it is good. Oh, that one looked to be in trouble the whole way, but it does get over the bar. So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And he's only going to make it to the 13-yard line and no further. The Charger drive about to get going. And now they find themselves trailing following the field goal. Still a good amount of time in this 4th quarter, but this drive very well could determine the outcome of this ballgame. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped.
And here we are in the 4th quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Here's Herbert. He'll find Williams on the slant. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down. Justin Herbert looking to pass. He finds his target, Allen. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards. Herbert. Finding Williams once more, complete. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks 39.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
4th quarter, 2 minutes on the clock in a tight 1-point game. So it's Charger football as we welcome you back from the 2-minute warning. They come up on a 1st and 10, desperately needing a score here on what could be their final drive. They run on 1st down as they're able to get this forward for about 4.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Throws left side, complete to Keenan Allen. And they'll have it in the red. He crosses over out of bounds. And I believe the referee's been buzzed. Yeah, they want to take another look at this call.
After review of the play, ruling on the field is reversed.
So the officials and the folks in New York got a second look at this one, and the call is going to be overturned. Throwing, Herbert. And Allen's got it. And he is going to have the Chargers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Herbert going to throw. He'll get this out wide to Eckler. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. A good rally to the football keeps him to only a yard, and it's 2nd down. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. 3rd and long coming up defensively. You pressure the quarterback or drape all over the passing lane?
Yes, that's exactly what you do. It's both because they're not mutually exclusive. They may have been at one time in football, but not anymore. You want to have that pressure. If you have a big-time pass rusher, send him after the quarterback, and then make sure you blanket the field.
Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. The kick by Fairbairn is good. And the sideline celebrates as they have taken the lead in the final minute. All right, so time to reset here. It's a huge kick there, gives them the lead, but they've got to be careful that their celebrations aren't a little too premature.
You're exactly right about that because there still is time for the other guys to run a few plays and get into field goal position. So this defense is going to need to come up with one final stop if they're going to get out of here with a victory.
So Matthew Stafford in the offense. Down by 2, 55 seconds remaining. Now their lead is evaporated, but they still have a shot on first down. Stafford. Looking for Lockett, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Nasir Adderley, and he's going to return it to the 21-yard line. So this is something we didn't see at all from this offense in the victory last week. That's a turnover. They didn't have any, but giving the ball away here in the opening quarter.
I love the surprise in your voice because it's exactly what you stated. Didn't see it last week, but it's a key to their win. And it'll be a key to this game as well, protecting the football. Didn't get it done there.
50 yards rushing for him now on what was his 10th carry of the ball game. It's 1st and goal and a late touchdown at this stage could officially salt this one away. Down to a knee here. The defense still with a couple of timeouts. We'll see if they want to use them. So this one's over. It's in the win column for the LA Chargers. And this one won't be remembered for many offensive fireworks, but they did enough to get the job done.